This is the Speakeasy podcast, where we talk about the behind the scenes of what it is to be a successfully paid speaker and or author. That part's your number one podcast. I am your host, Altovise Pelzer, the voice coach, professional speaker, certified life coach, Amazon bestselling author, and founder of the World Voice League, a community of speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs coming together to ignite and impact social change. With that being said, guys, it is like day 5 of the World Voice Summit. The summit's been amazing thus far. But I had to come and do this quick segment and talk to you guys because I feel as though there's like a disconnect when it comes to saying yes to an opportunity as opposed to being the person that creates an opportunity. I did something amazing, right? I went and I created an opportunity for 80 plus speakers to come together from all over the world to be able to share their inspiration, their information, to educate and empower, to take you to a whole new world. Okay, don't judge my lifestyle. But with that being said, there are some things that happen on the back end that I really think that you guys don't see or know or pay attention to. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys really quickly. So this is going to be one of those in and out, knock them out type deals when it comes to the podcast segments. It's going to be really quick, maybe about 15 minutes long for you guys. So it's going to be something that you can listen to over and over again, because I'm also going to give you guys some tips on maximizing opportunities as a speaker or an author. Maximizing opportunities is key. So let's be honest. Opportunities are all over the place. And when you don't see one, what do? You create one. I found that 2018, there were a lot of opportunities out there, but there was none that I was really drawn to. I saw the platform for, speakers to come together. I saw platforms where speakers were given opportunities to speak. Some were paid opportunities, some were free opportunities, some were an investment for you to be able to speak. But I didn't see speakers all coming together with the intent to create change, the intent to empower as many people as possible. I did not see that. And because I didn't see that, I really had to go and say to myself, well, what happens when you don't have a seat at the table at somebody else's table? What happens when you don't necessarily see something that you want? You go and you create it yourself. That's how we've seen businesses get started, and not only get started, but go to a whole nother level. You guys heard on one episode of the Speakeasy podcast where we talked to the founder of Zero Shoes. That's literally what it was. Regular sneakers are pretty uncomfortable and they don't do as much good for your feet as we would think. So what happens? You create something that's meant for you, something that you really want. And so for me, 2018, I said, you know what? I'm going to do this World Voice Summit. And I stepped outside of the box, guys. Let's be honest. With the Speakeasy podcast, I connect with speakers from all over the world. Speakers, authors, entrepreneurs, coaches, all of the above from all over the world. But here it was, I had an opportunity to not just connect with them and bring them on the show and bring them on a podcast and one at a time, but to literally be able to bring all of them together on one stage, one platform, to be able to say, you know what? I know what it is that you want. I know what it is that you're going through, and I want to empower you that guess what? This does not have to be your end, that greatness is in your future. But not only that, they're giving you some real steps, tips, tools, resources, because let's be honest, it's time out for all of the razzle dazzle, right? So many opportunities, so many people come and do events, and they just want to razzle dazzle you and get you all worked up and riled up, but you're not really getting any clear steps when it comes to moving forward. So I wanted to change that and bring together speakers from all over the world. Now, what did that mean for me? That meant that I went into my little bag of tricks and I went and connected with all of the speakers I knew from all over the world. Speakers, entrepreneurs, authors. I said, hey, Here's an opportunity. And 80 plus speakers said yes. That part. 80 plus speakers said yes. And that was amazing, right? Put out the invite early, did all of these amazing things. And then we get to this point where dun, 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 all heck breaks loose, guys. And I've gone through so much because I don't feel as though people always see, they don't always see the opportunity for what it is. And so, I said I wanted to give you guys some things that would help you to maximize every opportunity. And I think that this is the things that people are missing when they say yes to an opportunity. So when it comes to maximizing the opportunity, you want to be able to make sure that you're going in a mindset of service. How am I serving the audience? What question am I answering for them? What do I want them to walk away with? If the only reason you're on the stage is to hear yourself talk, then buddy, you're not going to convert anybody from the stage, let alone connect with anybody from the stage. But if you're saying to them, I have something I really want them to learn, I want them to walk away with what? Most times, most speakers will come with an idea of wanting them to walk away with about 3 steps, or they want them to walk away with a story that's going to connect them back to that particular speaker. That's where storytelling comes in. It can be utilized wherever you are, on whatever platform, as an interview, doing a summit, a virtual summit, doing a live conference, meetups, whenever it may be. This is your opportunity to shine. But not just this, it's your opportunity to connect. So maximizing your opportunity is making sure that you connect with your audience. Make sure that you write that down. Write it down. Making sure that you connect with your audience, because your audience is going to be your future clients and customers. They're going to be the people that network with you and bring up your name for potential other opportunities. Understand that when you say yes to one opportunity, you're not just saying yes to that opportunity, that part. You're also saying yes to any other opportunities that may open up along the way. It's a domino effect. It kind of just happens. So I've already had people on my platform who have been able to connect with each other and make other opportunities happen. So again, this is why I wanted to bring all of the speakers together. That was number 1. Number 2 is I want you to understand that maximizing any opportunity means that I always have to have a clear objective in mind. Not only what do I want them to walk away with, but what do I want to walk away with? People miss this part because they go to an event, they don't have a profit plan, they don't have a strategy, they don't know how many books they want to sell, or any of those things. So they're going into it unknowing of what the real plan is. I always think about, what's the plan here, Phil? When Phil jumped on the hood of the car, I need you to understand that there should be a plan. Whenever you say yes, that's when the plan goes into action. Because now it's your opportunity to promote. It's your opportunity to show up and show out. It's your opportunity to connect with the audience. It's also your opportunity to connect with that particular person who's organizing the event. Me personally, I connect with so many other people who are doing events and always looking for speakers, people who are always looking for authors to be in book collaborations and things like that. So when I connect with people, they're not only connecting with me, they're connecting with all of my network. They're connecting with all of my community. Understand that. And so what's your strategy? Some of you may go to an event and speak and think, oh, I want to make $50,000 this event. Okay, what's your strategy for that? How do you want to make that money? Are you making it from the event organizer? Are you making it from the converting the audience into clients? Are you making it on the back end? Meaning that you're going to offer them something free and then convert them later on to making that $50,000? Or is it cumulative? That's another big one. Is it cumulative? Cumulative meaning I'm doing a few different steps. I have a whole process, a sequence, or a customer journey that I want them to go through in order for me to ultimately make $50,000 from being at this particular event. Those are the things that we need to understand and acknowledge it. I understand people get scared when it comes to talking about money and putting money on paper and having that money discussion. But the reality is that I have to have that money discussion. Why? If not, you will not be a successful speaker or author or entrepreneur. You will be a broke speaker or author or entrepreneur. And that's not where we want you to be. That was number 2. Number 3, and then I'm going to let you guys go for today. Number 3 is I need you to research the opportunity before saying yes. That's interviews, that's speaking opportunities, that's virtual summits. Research the opportunity. I get it that a lot of times we get very excited and say yes for opportunities simply because we think it's going to be great for exposure. Y'all know exposure is my magic ding, ding, ding word for 2019. But a lot of times we end up saying yes and we don't fully understand the commitment that's going to come with it. Now, different events are going to have different levels of commitment. Depending on the event, some of them are going to want you to send out an email to your email list. Some of them are going to want you to show up early. Some of them are going to want you to promote in different ways. They're going to want you to share out the social media badge, or they want you to change your profile picture. All of these things are questions that you ask before you say yes to an opportunity or immediately after saying yes to an opportunity. That part is really important. And it's one of the best ways for you to maximize an opportunity, because if you don't ask the right questions when saying yes to an opportunity, you end up putting yourself in a really bad spiral. You end up saying yes, unaware and like oblivious to what it is that they really expect from you as a speaker, as a guest, as a host, as an MC. You have to know these things. If they're looking for you as a host or an MC to control the room, you need to know that ahead of time. So before you arrive, you can put your mind at ease and be able to understand what are some ways that I'm going to reel the audience back in. How am I going to be able to connect with people and make sure that the timing stays on track and it flows? What are those things? We need to know that ahead of time. That means asking questions. Now, I get it. We get excited when we say yes to an opportunity. And so we don't always ask those questions ahead of time. Matter of fact, most people don't ask those questions ahead of time. And then they fall into the day of or the day before asking questions. But as an event organizer, the day of, all heck is breaking loose. So if 20 speakers are reaching out to you the day of an event or the day before an event, you can't really get an answer that way. If you're waiting until the day of or the day before an event, guess what? You may not even get a response. Understand that there's going to be some preparation that's going to be needed on your part. Showing up early to events allows you, if you've forgotten anything, to ask any last minute questions from not the event organizer, but from volunteers that are helping. If you're doing something virtually, going and sending out an email at least a week in advance gives you a little leeway to where it's not last minute. In case they do have to replace you, in case they do have to set something up, we want to make sure that we are presenting ourselves at the highest level when it comes to us being a speaker. Why? Because again, maximizing the opportunity is understanding that this opportunity is just one of many. And no matter what, however I show up here is going to be my first impression for someone else who may want me to show up for their event. And I got to make sure that I'm prepared. That part. With that being said, make sure you're prepared, guys. Have your speech, have your talk, your signature message already prepared, or have something where you can talk at the drop of a hat. I've done events where I had maybe like 45 minutes to speak, and then at the last minute, I had like 10 minutes to speak. I've done events where time got cut from 20 minutes to 10 minutes and all different types of things. As a speaker, you have to understand that your speech, you have to be able to kind of, I don't want to say finagle it. I know that sounds weird, but you do. You have to be able to dissect it and cut it at a moment's notice sometimes. Or even when you're going to an event where you're not particularly speaking, maybe they have open air space. If they have open air space, then present yourself and say, hey, I have a 10-minute speech that I can take up some space with. I would love to be able to present and help you guys, because I see you guys, maybe the next speaker may be running a little bit behind. Show up ready. That part. Yeah, I know some of you are like, I never even thought of that. Yeah, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, that part. But if you show up in that way, it definitely puts you on a whole nother level when it comes to being an expert at your industry, an expert as a speaker, an expert as an entrepreneur or an author. It definitely puts you at a whole nother level, because again, if you were able to come and kill it at a moment's notice for 10 minutes, then I know that you may be able to do even better with 30 minutes. So that makes me want to come and ask you, hey, you did 10 minutes this time and I've had this happen. I would love for you to come back and do the next segment, and you would have the full time. And guys, again, opportunities are everywhere. So if you don't see one, create one. Why? Because guess what? This is your year to live your best life. This is your year to get on stages and have your voice heard. I am your host, Altovise Pelzer, the voice coach, professional speaker, certified life coach, Amazon bestselling author, and podcaster. And until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.